Hi, welcome to John's Jeep Garage. This is a quick video on how to program your 4 auxiliary switches that come pre-installed on your Jeep Wrangler JL or Jeep Gladiator, as well as how to connect to the wires that are already in your Jeep for these switches. Now, there's many accessories that you can attach to your Jeep, and depending on the accessory will depend on the wires that you use. We're going to explain all that. We're going to use some fog lights here. This video is not going to show you all about the fog lights and how to install those, except from the point where we're wiring them in, as well as the point where we're programming it and testing it. So again, a quick video, and hopefully it helps. Thank you for watching. All right, so now what we're doing is we're going to connect our fog lights to a power source. So we're going to route our wires up and through, and then we need to find where these auxiliary switch wires are, and we're going to use our owner's manual. Okay, let's get our owner's manual for your Wrangler or your Gladiator. Locate where the auxiliary switch information is, and you'll note first where the auxiliary switch wires are, and they're under the hood to the passenger side of your battery. If you look, there's an end that's just been taped to the main lines there. Just pull it out, remove that little bit of tape, and then you'll be able to see the blunt wires that have been kind of taped off. What we want to do is we want to expose those wires so we can see the colors underneath, and this is important so we know exactly which one we want to connect to and why. Alright, once you expose these wires, you're going to have like an orange pink one, a green pink one, you're going to have a blue and pink one, and a beige and pink one. Now there's 2 different sizes, and there's 4 different wires. So let's look at the information on how we know what is what. Okay, you're going to see that auxiliary switch 1 and 2 have a 40 amp fuse tied to them, which is going to draw your bigger circuit, and that's the beige pink and the green pink. The other 2 are 15 amp, which is the orange pink and the dark blue and pink. Okay, based on your accessory, you're going to have to decide which one of these you're going to connect to. If you look right there on the side of the frame, you can see that there's already negative connections grounding to the frame, and there's some connection points that you can use. So your accessory should have a ground and a positive connection. Use those points to connect the ground, and then your positive connection is based on the wire that you choose. Okay, let's look at the finished product really quick. So you're going to have additional wire, and you want it neat and organized. So yes, I use zip ties. Yes, I didn't cut it shorter because you never know what you may need later. And you can see I also use electrical tape, which may not be as pretty, but I use it to ensure it's wrapped, protected, and just has that extra layer. Now, your accessory has a ground, which we talked about connecting to the ground, and then the positive connects to one of the auxiliary wires. I didn't show you how to connect it to auxiliary wire because there's many methods. You can strip both ends, just wrap the 2 together, and electrical tape the hell out of it. Or you can do the same thing, but then use a heat wrap or heat shrink tube based on the side. Use a heat gun to kind of shrink it around there. And some you can buy that are known to be waterproof. So for marine applications, or even in your Jeep where you may be into some high water. What I used was I spliced both ends to a male and a female connection. I crimped them. Then I used the heat shrink tubing, and then I did wrapped the heat shrink tubing in tape, and had that extra protection. So again, there's many ways, but basically that auxiliary end wire, you are going to wire your accessory positive to, because that's going to trigger through your auxiliary switches, and your ground, not to the negative, but ground it to the frame. And with these Jeeps, you have those right there on the side. Okay, you chose your wire and it's associated with a specific switch. Let's go back to your owner's manual and get some basic information about your particular vehicle and the programming of these switches. And let me walk through some steps for you. Okay, I'm in the Jeep and I have the start engine stop button, ignition button on run. I don't have it running. You can see my 4 auxiliary buttons that are already built into the console. I'll start from here. You press the power button, you turn on your dash, and if you look, you go to settings. When I go to settings, you're going to see a bunch of different settings. You're going to have to hit the down arrow. You go down, you see the aux switches. So if I hit aux switches, it should give me all 4 of them. Now, if you remember from your owner's manual, and you have to read your owner's manual, aux 1 and 2 are the 40 amp. Aux 1 is the beige and green. No, excuse me, beige and pink. Aux 1 is the beige and pink, and that is the one for the particular lights that we're putting on that we decided to hook this up to. So if you go to this, you will see these choices. So let's start with type, latching. That means basically if you press the aux 1 button, it clicks and whatever you're engaging with power stays on. If you do momentary, that means if you press the aux 1 button and you hold it, it stays on, but the minute you release it, it goes off. So latching, in a sense, latches the button to an on position, and then you have to press it again to turn it off. So for fog lights, we're going to want it latching. Power source. I only want the fog lights to be able to be turned on when the vehicle is running. So that means when the ignition is on. I do not want it to be on battery, because if it's on battery and they're on, it will drain my battery. So I want it to be running. And then recalled last state. So let's say when my car is shut off, but I shut it off and the fog lights were on, when I start it back up again, the fog lights would be on again. I don't want that, so I'm going to keep recalled last state off. If I wanted it on, I would do that, but I'm going to keep it off for this particular application. Now, it's not a save button. Basically, I have it set up. I'm going to X out of it, and we'll go ahead and test my auxiliary 1, but we are now programmed through this dash. Thank you. Let me see if I can turn on the aux 1 button and what happens when I press it out here. There it is. Fog lights are working. Notice it's latched, so it's pressed, it's on, it's off, and they are off. All right, that's a wrap. Quick video. Again, this is just about connecting to the wires that are connected to your pre-installed auxiliary switches. 4 wires, 2 tied to 40 amp fuses, 2 tied to 15 amp fuses. Your accessory you choose is up to you, and which wires you need to make that decision. Now, we did not include the 2 wires underneath, the 2 10 amp wires, which you can see in your owner's manual, that there's one that's a direct connect to the battery, and then one that's a direct connect to when the ignition turns on. But if you have that option or those wires, please look at your owner manual for that. This video is all about tying into those 4 pre-installed auxiliary switches. Thank you for watching. If it helped, please like and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it.